Why is my light, like, not being lighty enough? Hold on a second. Wolfie and Nikki. Thanks for being the real ones. Let's see. So bright. Oh, holy smokes. Yeah, that's way too bright. There we go. It's a little better. My blanket back. Guys, I was so comfy watching House, but I decided to get up and get out of bed to play some Elden Ring with you guys. What's up, guys? How you doing? Nikki, how you feeling? Are you feeling better? Glad that the gummies made you feel a little better. All right. All right, what else can I do? Oh, where's like Grover? Yeah, let's go here. Let's see who's in this little baby cave here. Oh, I have some chimkin wings coming, guys. Some chimkin wings. Oh no. Oh, son of a bitch. I was like, wait a second, what did I do? Apparently I took my horse's ring off and I forgot to put it back on. Silly goose. It's me, I'm the silly goose. Guys, hello, hello. Guys, hello, hi, what's going on? Hello? Is no one gonna talk to me? Hello? Can you hear me? Like, my microphone's on, right? Okay, fuck me, I guess, then, chat. Damn. I know, but nobody's talking. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm joking about. It was in my head. Just realized I wasn't typing. Yeah, it kind of works that way. I mean, I'm mostly just fucking with you guys, cause like whatever. But like, damn, you couldn't even say hi, Pink. Oh, he's got a shield. That sucks. Can I switch back? Oh no, I don't have it. Okay. Ooh, oh god, you scared the piss out of me. Holy piss. Oh, there's a lady! The gummies are working. Oh wait, let me get that gold. Whatever that gold is, let me get it. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not about to tell somebody, like, hey, do drugs. But, like, if they help, you know. If they help, they... Okay, guys, this is something gold. I really hope this is something good. Oh, no way! Bro. Guys, I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand how awesome it is that I just got Euphoria. Bruh. Bro. This is like a super end game DLC weapon. Oh my gosh. Alright, I don't know who's in here, but I have Euphoria now, so... Oh, come on. Are you joking with me? I hate Crystallians. I hate Crystallians so much. Okay, so that really doesn't do much for them. It doesn't break their stance. I'm gonna die. I hate Crystallians. You have to, like, break their poise first. And it's super difficult to do. Oh my god. Alright, like literally spear fucker, like chill the fuck out. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this at all. I'm way too low level and I don't have any poise breaking weapons right now. Yeah. God damn. Well, that's very, very, very unfortunate. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like, I genuinely don't have any poise breaking weapons right now. That sucks. Also, you know what really sucks? I have this really awesome Elden Ring art right here, and because of like how I have my camera, you can't even see it. Like, you can't, like, I literally have to go like look at it. That's crazy. How do people do that? Like, how do people have like their whole like background in their streams, and it's like nice and clear and you can like see it and everything? I'm jealous of people who are like good at streaming. No, fuck off. All right, let's try this again. I genuinely don't think this is possible because I don't have anything to break their poise with. Fucker's already on me. Yeah, see? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I don't have anything to break their fucking poise. I don't even have rock sling. Like, I can't even use a spell. Oh, okay, I broke one of them. Shit, shit, shit. Okay, one's down. Okay. Woo. Okay, so it takes like 2 entire things of Footstone Ice Crack to break their poise. Stop spinning, you bitch. Don't do it. Don't do it. Damn. Okay, just break your poise. Just break your poise. Stop spinning. I can't hit you when you're spinning. Got him. One more, one more. There we go, got him. Oh, and a golden seed. Yay. Wolfie, are you only here for the redeems? I see. I see how it is. I see how it is. You're only here to talk to Nikki and to fish. I see. I see. I see. I know you could. Thanks, Nikki. Thanks for believing in me. Thanks for believing in me. That was actually like, I genuinely like didn't think I could do that because I didn't think Ice Crag did poise damage. Like, I genuinely didn't think that it would do poise damage, but I guess it did. No, I'm just teasing you because it's like every single stream you're the only person who does like the Korok hunts and the fishing and stuff. It was mostly a yoke, but also a little bit not a yoke. Mostly a yoke, but also a little bit not a yoke. Okay, fuck off, bat. You fish? You do fish, Nikki, that's right. You do fish. Alright, I honestly thought Euphoria did, like, more, like, how do I explain it? Like, the spinny thingy, like, I thought it, like, did a forward, like, I thought it did, like, a forward attack, too. Like, I didn't think it just spun. Holly, do you have anything?
Wait, well,
What is this? Inseparable. That's Dee's sword. That's what that is. Stone ones. Somber 2.
I suppose next time you don't fry yourself.
Yay! I actually got the right thing. Well, that's good. Goodbye. Hello? Okay, next. Hooded Groveside Cave. Limgrave Tunnels we unlocked, but we didn't do. Murkwater. Let's go do Murkwater. Alright, so for Murkwater, we have to go down into the water. So I think if we go here and then come up and around, I think. Why did it put me so close to that? So all I did was turn around. Hi, Key. Welcome in, Key. How are you? Last seen streaming Marvel Rivals. What? Literally, look at it. Like, I just turned around and went down. That was crazy. Hi, Tori. Welcome in. Okay. Let's go. Uppies. Uppies. Not 6 feet from the edge, and I'm about to break. I'm so bad at it. Aww. I could play with you and I could teach you.
It's my turn now.
It's my turn. All right, please don't see me, Red Wolf. Please don't see me, Red Wolf. I really don't want this heat. All right, there's a dragon right there. But we just want to go to the cave. Shit, something's aggroed to me. Hi, Ray. Can't stay, but I'll be back at break. Oh, is tonight one of like your super stupid late nights where it's like 1,000,000 o'clock? Wait, where? Oh, did I not go far enough? Maybe I didn't go far enough. There's a giant hand over there. And a jellyfish. Oh yeah, here it is. I didn't go far enough. How's everyone tonight? I'm doing good. How are you, Tori? High priest robe. Okay. I was very, very, very lazy today and didn't do like anything that I wanted to get done. As you know, as one does. And I'm about to be invaded. Okay. Where's my invasion? Hello? Tiolier? Oh, okay. Interesting. He's gonna do his little perfumies. Don't input read me, Tiolier. Don't input read me, Tiolier. Motherfucker is gonna poison me. Yep, I knew it. Alright, well at least I have an NPC buddy. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Tiolier, I swear. I'm gonna murder you so hard, Tiolier. He's dead. I killed him already. Chill. That's too funny. Physically good, mentally burnt out. Rough day at work. Just kind of down to my little vacay. Do you have anything? Do you have anything fun planned? Do you have anything fun planned? Or is it just kind of like a couple days off from work? I love how my boss is like how do I put this into words? Like my boss has literally gotten to the point where he just like completely trusts me to do anything that I need to get done. So I was like, hey, can I have Valentine's Day off? And he's like, why? Are you doing anything fun? And I was like, no, I think I want to stream. And he was like, oh, okay, cool, have fun. Like in what world? Oh, whoa, I'm stuck against a hard spot. Please move, thank you. Can you knock it up? Can you knock it up? Are you unable to get up? I think he was literally unable to jump up, which is kind of funny. Oh no, I forgot those thingies are here, and I just stepped on 2 more. In Iowa, trying to plan a meetup since last June. That's nice. Oh, jars. Oh, it's a jar person. I don't like you being here. Yep. Ah! Come on! Oh my god, this is so dumb. Okay, so that guy's dead. So now I have to get this stupid guy who has 1 hit left on him. Okay, turn into a little skeleton. Thank you. Okay. Holy smokes. Why is there so many, like, late game enemies in this little, tiny little cave over here? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, a smithing stone 3. Wonderful. Wait, isn't there someplace else to go in this one? Yeah, there is. Okay. Do I not have a... Oh, I don't have a torch on. Let's do that. Let's put a torch on my top here. Torchy. Oh, you can't use... Oh, no. You can't put a torch in your hotbar. You can only put the lantern on your hotbar. That's frustrato. You gonna be femme presenting also? Oh, I'm so excited. Someone said they liked the princess trauma for my derby name. Because I'm princess and I thought of you and the game day. Princess trauma. Time to inflict your trauma on others. And trauma for all the reasons, of course. Alright, this is... Oof. Alright. Well, hopefully we can do this in one go because I have no health. Oh, it's patches. Never mind. Unless... Did they randomize patches? No, right? Like, that's silly. Like, he's... Like, he's an actual NPC.
Well.
Yeah, where are you? Come on, bitch.
Just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief.
Okay, it is regular patches. Okay.
Demand repentance.
What?
Your boy. All of it.
Patches you a hoe. Patches you a hoe.
Wait, please. I surrender.
Okay.
White flag and all.
You calling me a princess when we played that game? String by my sword. Wonderful.
Finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a lady of reason. Through and through.
What are you wearing, Patches?
Well, what do you... Now, how did I took you for an innocent... Well,
Yeah, innocent, I'm sure. Forgive and forget. Uh-huh. But you're so lucky I didn't kill you.
I'll be ready to...
Okay, I need to buy stuff from you. Come here. I'll be ready to wheel and deal next time. Wait, so do I have to leave and come back to him? My chimkin wings are coming. All right, so.
Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Hi, Paul. I always know it's you. I never have to check and see. All right, so it reset me, and it reset all the enemies, but it didn't reset, like, my health and stuff. All right, can I just run past this dude? Here, blow those things up. Blow him up. Oh no, I went the wrong way, son of a bitch. I'm stuck. Okay. that was crazy. I just like outran that. This guy, this motherfucker is still coming.
Welcome where you won't need it.
Okay, purchase. Oh, can I just get... Oh, no, no, no. Hold on, I want this. I want this. Okay. And then... I hear people over there.
Cheers
Okay.
for that.
Cheers for that. Yep, bye. Give me this. Take me away. Take me away.
Well, well, well. I should have known, you scheming little thief. The gods demand vengeance. Vengeance!
What? Where did you take me? I've never gone through this chest. I always rob him and then I always leave. Where did it put me? By Mistwood, huh? Okay. Interesting. I have runes though. I should probably level up before I lose them. Ooh, Freya's helm. Alright. Let's go find a Grace. There's one right there. Perfect. My stepdad and I are going to one of the casinos to watch the NFC Championship game tomorrow. Oh, hey. That's cool. You want wingies? You should get some wingies, Key. Okay, let's get more stamina. Okay, flask, one more charge. There we go. What if you could? All right, all right, all right. We got some runes. I can get rid of that. All right, I want to go back to patches though because I want. Or did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get the spell? Did I get the butterfly spell that I wanted? Or did I just go straight for something else? I did. Okay, good. I love the rotten butterfly spell. All right. Now. I need just a little bit more damage. Just a little bit. Where's another cave? Oh, the Forlorn Hound Everjail I haven't done yet. All right, let's go there. Starts at 12 instead of 3. Oh, look, a dew gem. This is what my tattoo is, guys. A dugum. Lord Sworn's Bolt. Okay. What's up here? Carrying glintstone staff. I mean, that would have been cool if I didn't get the staff of the Great Beyond or whatever I have now. That one would have been really useful, but not so much. So it doesn't interfere with your normal Sunday stuff. Apparently I've already been over here. Interesting. Did I go to this Everjail yet? Wait, is this the one that's Godefroy? Because I think I like almost beat him and then I like stopped for whatever reason. I don't know, because I get super frustrado and it wasn't required. Oh my gosh, my chimkin is here. Hold on, guys. My chimkin is here. This... No. No. No! Stop! This... There we go. Now that's... Apparently that's the only way to actually pause the game, which I find very funny. But, alright, let me get my chimkin. I'll be right back. Okay. I got my chimkin. Got my chimkin. Excuse me. Put my blankie back on. I really need like a smaller blanket in here. But this is what we have for now. Okay. Bristle Raz cheers, then slips away. Oh. Oh, they must have put everything into 2 things, I bet you. I was like, I only got 1 thing. I bet you this is my... Yeah. That's the bread. I was very confusion for a second there. Alright, let me just scooch my keyboard up. I can put my chicken down. And then continue. Okay. Pose. Alright, we're going to the jail. Which is where? Right here. Go away, bug. Don't. Honestly, piss off. God damn it. That's not a horse. It's a steed. It's a steed. Yeah, it's called a spectral steed is what it's called. I'm not sure. Like, it's like a horse. It's like a reindeer horse combination thing. Yeah, it's called his name is Torrent, and he's mostly the best boy, but sometimes he likes to do whatever he wants, and by doing whatever he wants, sometimes that means killing you by jumping off of things. Alright, let's see. That makes me heavy though. Okay, I can't put those on. Okay. Alright, so we need to do one more thing first. We need to go to Mistwood. And we need to get Blythe. Because Blythe will then be a summon that's available for the Everjail. Wait, did I go the wrong way? No, I didn't. Mistwood's that way. Okay. Let's go snap our fingers at Blythe. And then he will be able to be summoned. Key, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for us to play. Guys, Key and I are gonna play Elden Ring. We're gonna do seamless co-op and it's gonna be so fun. Finger snap. Wrist finger snap. There we go. Come here. Yay! Hi, buddy. Oh my god. I'm trying to talk to my wolf friend, you son of a bitch. What'd you drop? That's purple. Okay, whatever. Blythe. I'll probably die while I'm talking to him. Gotta watch my health. Okay, let's heal real quick. Okay, cool. Now we can go back here, and now Blythe will be available to summon. I'm pretty excited too. I'm very excited, but I just love this game so much. All right, the Everjail is over here. All right, Blythe. Let's summon Blythe and see whoever this is. Oh, it's this purple. Okay. Hello? Hello? Yes, let's go inside. Let's get Blythe's summon sign. Should be right there. Yep. There it is. Alright. Let's see who this is gonna be. I'm kinda nervous.
Darrow, rotting in a cell is no true justice. No. This is where it
Oh my
ends.
god, it's Electo. That sucks. Nice crit! Alright, Blythe, buddy, come on. Electo! Stop being a dodgy bitch. I'm hitting the wall of the arena. Ooh, shit. Nice! Oh, Blythe with the stunnies. Come on, I can't even get the weapon art off. Damn. Damn. Electo with that destined death attack, man. Alexa, shut up. That is not her name. Alright, maybe... I mean, Euphoria is really good. But maybe we need something else. Let's go back to the Sword of St. Trina. See if we can sleep Electo. That might be cool. Okay. Try again. I don't know if Electo can even be slept. She's tough. All the Black Knife assassins are tough. Let's try the Ring of Light, let's see. I feel like freezing definitely works to get the frost proc off, but then I might switch to that.
Rotting in a cell is no true justice. No.
Alright, Blythe, ready? Are you ready?
This is where it ends for
Are you ready? Oh, you're ready. Let's go. Alright, Electo. I totally dodged that. Can Electo be slapped? What the fuck? Like, I am hitting dodge. Let's try multi-rings of light. Nice. Nice. Damn, Blythe. Blythe with the jump attacks, doing the stun locks. Let's go. Hey, leave me alone. I need to heal. Leave me alone. Come on, Blythe. Just give me another stun. Let's go. Ooh, that was me. I stunned that time. I had to itch my nose. Not Blythe. Come on, buddy. We're right there. Blythe, we're right here. Come on. I have no... Oh, I have one more magic left. Okay. You son of a bitch. Come on, Blythe. We can do it. Come on. Electo's just too dodgy for me right now. We gotta get some hits in here. Not on me. Not on me. Son of a bitch! Takes too fucking long to cast this shit. I'm dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead because Blythe isn't gonna do anything. Dude. Blythe, you had literally one job, and that was just to not suck at what you're doing. No, I know the game was Fortnite. Yeah, because that's the only game that we've played together, I think. Dude, this is so annoying. Like, I am pressing the dodge button. Like, I am pushing it. Am I heavy roll? I shouldn't be heavy roll. I'm medium roll. Let's use that. Don't even think you have Fortnite. Nobody ever has Fortnite installed because it needs fucking updates every other day. It's so stupid. Literally every single time I have gone to play Fortnite in the past like 2 years, it's needed an update. And even when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play Fortnite on Friday with the community, like it's Wednesday, let me make sure it's updated. And then Friday will roll around and it'll be time to play, and I'll need a fucking update. Like, dude, you're joking. No. God, I fucking knew it. This takes entirely too long to cast. Oh my god. I can't even get a crit in because Blythe just keeps doing his heavy attack. Oh my god, Electo, stop moving. Seriously. God, I hate these jumpy, dodgy bitches. Yeah. God, she's so dodgy. She's so dodgy. Back up, back off of me. Blythe, come on, dude. Thank you. Stop dodging everything, you son of a bitch. Nice. Let's go. God, why are all of these late game enemies? Like, why was, like, Electo is, like, after Ronnie's quest. Like, what the hell? Crazy. Okay. That is one more level. Let's put it in. I'm gonna go back to the Dragon Great Katana. Okay. So it's strength and dexterity is what it levels up with. So let's put one in strength there. Okay. Alright, let's give this bitch a try. We've gotten really close several times on this fight. We've gotten so close on this Mohg fight. Okay. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Oh, okay, I can't get to the stun because of the rain. Damn. Rogier, like, you literally have one single task. And it's just not fucking dying. I legitimately don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Like, I can't outlast, like, I can't outlast him. I just can't do it. Like, I literally get him to the same thing every time. I get him about a third left. This is crazy. Like, having Mohg be the first, like, required boss is crazy. Alright, maybe let's go, like, kill one of these dragons, maybe. Or try to kill one of these dragons. I think it's a doula, which is not gonna be great, honestly. Yeah, like, I think it's... What's this? There is an item over here. Smithing Stone 3, wonderful. Oh yeah, what are you killing? Are you just like killing nothing? Oh, look at the rat. Give me those runes. Give me those runes. Yeah. You'll figure something out? I honestly don't know at this point. I honestly don't know at this point. Alright, so it's a magma worm. But I have the Dragon Hunter's katana, so... How much damage does it do? Not enough. Does not do enough, let me just tell you. I have no stamina. Oh, I got a nice bleed. Oh, and I got a stagger. Can I get off and get the thing? Yeah. Okay, okay. Can I do this? Oh, nope, because he's still standing up. No, try again. Okay. Please don't throw up on me. Okay, how many runes was that? That was 500 runes? For a magma worm? Really? legit don't know what to do. I think I've already done this down here too. Yeah, I did. Okay. I honestly don't know what to do. Like, I just don't do quite enough damage. All right, who is this? I think this is a doula. Maybe? Who are you? Who are you? Oh, it's just a Drake? Oh, okay. Well, still unfortunate for me. Oh my god, why are you running away like this? I need to get off my horse and do my weapon art here. Do it again. Okay. Smash. Yeah, you thought. Oh, no. Is that a stun? Yep. Alright, now can I get over here is the question? No! I'm stuck on his wing! Got it. Nice. Shoot one in the head. Okay. Spitfire that way. Okay. Get down. No, get down from there. I can't see shit. I can't see anything. Okay, let's not stand in the fire though, right? I just need some stamina. No. I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Why are you running? Why are you running? Okay, just save me enough stamina to be able to do this. Oh, you lifted your head up, you son of a bitch. Okay, come on. I need to do like 2 more of those. Get out of the— oh my god, he went in the ruins. So it's gonna aggro all of those enemies. Maybe not. Maybe he's an idiot. Maybe he's an idiot. One more. No. Oh, no. Oh, come on. The fact that, like, bosses have iframes when they are doing, like, attacks, but I don't get iframes is honestly so not fair. Ooh, I got the Snow Witch robe. I got the one thing that I use in all of my other playthroughs. Isn't that funny, guys? Fuck you, Crabe. Fuck you, Crabe. Fuck you, Crabe. No crab, no! No crab, no! No crab, no! Fuck you, Crabe. My ramen cup of soup almost on my head. But I landed on the arm of the couch. It was full. Oh my god, she knocked it over while you were eating it. Silly cat. Okay. This might be one more level, maybe. Is it even? Nope, it's half of a level. Okay. Damn, I can try the Leonine Misbegotten again, which was an ancestor spirit, if I remember right. She's mad you put her on a diet. It's funny. Yep, it's an ancestor spirit I can see from here. Okay. What the hell was that screaming at me? All right, so last time there was a blue, yeah, there's a blue electric bulby thing down here. It's gonna zap me. Move. Get out of the water, because the water... Ah! These blue bulbs, first of all, again, are late game. These are in the snowfield. And they're not supposed to be in places that there's water where electricity carries. So frustrating that I have to just keep going in circles on this stupid thing. Okay, well, damn. You don't have to explain how blue balls are bad. No, I do, because, like, they seem like they're nothing. Like, they seem like they're, like, not even important enemies. And then they'll just completely, like, fucking snipe you. But then also, like, this is water, so electricity, like, carries in the water. Very annoying. That sucks. Alright, so how do I do this without aggroing the fucking lightning ball? Or that guy. Or that guy. Oh, fuck me. I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna get zapped before I even get around this corner. You followed me down here, you son of a bitch. God. Now I'm one flask short of this boss. Alright. I don't know if this is even doable. I hate delayed attacks so much. I'm not hitting not a single one of those are hitting. Cool, cool, cool. I love that for me. Not a single attack decided to hit. Make contact there. Great. This already sucks. If it didn't take 12 hours to cast, this might be doable. Cool, cool, cool. I love this for me. Yeah. Now I have to go all the way back. Now I have to go all the way back through. Why? Why does this seed have so many late game bosses so early in the game? Like, I can't... That 6,000 runes gone, because I can't beat that guy right now. Like, I don't have any... I don't have anything that does, like, damage to him. Yeah, I legitimately don't have anything that does, like, any bonus damage to that boss. Here's my runes. My runes are right there next to him. Striking. Sure, Nikki, sure. Damn. That's 6,000 runes down there, too. Damn. I mean, maybe I can level up this katana, but like doesn't really help me if I don't have the runes. My god. It's pointless. If I can't even make it down here with full health, it's like almost pointless, you know? No! Ooh, fuck. Somehow dodged that one. And I also still don't have any physic tears. So... that's also very unfortunate. Here, let's use this. Okay, or just don't. That's fine. While the enemy's literally running at us, let's just not. Huh? How's that sound? That let's just not? Oh my god, I missed the second dodge. I didn't even get a chance to stand up. I literally didn't even get a chance to stand up there. There's no way I'm this bad, right? Like there's no way I'm just this terrible, right? Like, I can't possibly just be, like, this absolute, like, this bad. Like, I just can't. Okay. Have you seen American Dad? Yeah. Seen quite a bit of American Dad, actually. thanks for the cotton. Oh, heal from afar. That's kind of useful. If I had more flasks, maybe. Reach out and touch Grace. Damn, there's a lot of stuff that I don't even have yet that I need to get. Like, I need to get another talisman pouch. I need to get another memory stone. There's quite a bit of stuff that I need. Like right now I only have one talisman pouch. I mean, technically I haven't even beaten Mohg yet, who in base game mohgit gives you a talisman pouch, but it's randomized, so they probably won't give me one there. Is that Grace, or is that an object? Hi, driver! I saw you playing Marvel Rivals without me. I see how it is. I see how it is. I see how it is. Miranda, chill. Alright, well, are we gonna get anything good at the church? I hope so. I just need a tier. I need a physic tier. Would you like to schedule time to play? No. I just want you to ask me. Imagine not seeing and sending a DM. That was very rude, game. No, I expect people to ask me. I don't want to just impose. It'd be a really cool game. A fucking physic tier. About diabetes. Yeah, that's... Yeah, that's a thing. Church of Pilgrimage, eh? Oh, Witchbane Ruins. Those are kind of important. Selen should be in those. And a jail? The Weeping Ebber Jail. Ebber Jail, hello. You were alive in the 80s? I was alive in the 80s too. Part of them. Okay, who is this person who's going to kick my ass? Why? Why am I getting such... Why am I getting such difficult endgame bosses right now? Like, I don't get what I've done to the randomizer gods. Seriously, I have pissed off some randomizer gods somewhere, because every single boss that I've fought tonight has been like way overpowered compared to me. You're joking me right now. Okay, stop looking at your fucking staff because you're out of magic. It's honestly so stupid, just in general, not even just in this game. Like, it's a stupid thing to include. Like, oh, I'm out of magic. Let me look at my staff and figure out why. Do you get stunned ever? Yeah, you do. Oh my god, I have no stamina. Holy shit, come on, give me something I can use, please. Oh my god, I'm never going to get past the first boss of this game. I'm never gonna get past him. Like, this is like this is an insult. This is an insult. Putting all these late game bosses in here, like, tee-hee, we know you can't do it. This is not even enough. This is not even enough runes for another level up. Like, I still have to go kill another boss without dying and losing my runes. This is ridiculous. Like, who put Mohg in the very beginning of this game? Like, why? Why did you think this was fun, game? Why? Why did you think this was fun and fair? No, piss off. I hear you. Yeah, I heard you, you son of a bitch. That doesn't help me. You wrote to them? You're the one who cursed me with this fucking randomizer run? Nikki, that wasn't very nice of you. You thought it'd be fun for all? I've almost thought about turning crowd control on. Oh my god, that's baby Midra. What the fuck? This is phase 1 of a DLC boss. That's so funny. Why is he here? He's not, he's a boss. Like, that's so funny. How many runes did I get from that? Did I get no runes from killing him? Oh. You can't control him. That is true. That definitely is true. No, I need a physic tier. Guys, this is bad. Like, this is really bad. I have no physic. I have no memory slots. I have no talisman pouches. I don't know what it is. Yeah, you do. Crowd control. Remember I did crowd control on Baldur's Gate like a month and a half ago or so? Maybe it was even longer than that. But yeah, I used crowd control on Baldur's Gate. It's when you guys can, like, redeem different things to, like, make my game easier or harder.
Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you? In Marika's own words. Then
Sure.
return to grow strong.
Sure. Alright. 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 I need to go to Witchbane. Hey, Ray. You missed when I did that? Nikki, I thought you were a true fan. Driver's not even a true fan. Look at that. How high off the ground? She shouldn't be, like, stoned. It's not gonna make her, like, stoned. Pull up what? I said you're not a fake fan like Driver. Driver's not even a real fan. Only stay for 10 minutes? Are you gonna kill Mowgli? I've already tried. Is this because I didn't invite you? No, it's because you want free entertainment. Yeah, I was gonna say, she shouldn't be, like, flying off the ground. Selin. She's baiting me to sub and I will not give her the satisfaction. No, I'm only saying it because of what we talked about earlier. I mean, yes, I'm saying it because you're not subscribed, but it's only because of what we talked about earlier. But also fake fan. Work every day, but Tuesdays. Tuesdays. No, I'm honestly, I'm genuinely joking because of what we talked about earlier. Yeah, right. Nikki came to get some free pizza from you. Fake fan? No, you're not a fake fan. I'm just teasing. Nobody has to sub. Oh, hello, golden guy. Can I get off my horse? No? Nah! Oh. Well, at least it took some damage too, I guess. Alright, so there's a big guy there who I don't really want any of that heat. I saw a purple. Yep, here's a purple. No, 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 no! Fucking... God, I hate the hands! I hate the hands so much. They just, like, stun lock you. Okay, I'm just gonna run in here and get my runes. Come here. Get my runes. Nope, get my runes and then go down here. Okay. Hi, bye. Don't mind me just coming through. I did totally catch those hands, and I'm not a fan. Okay, that's runes. That's a lot of runes. That's like 40k runes. That's a couple levels. Oh, you bitch. Disappearing bitch. You disappearing bitch. Okay. Now, let's go to round table. Nosy? Why is she nosy? Maybe she just was curious. Wow, D, you look stunning.
Should be left well all the more.
You look stunning, D. Stunning. Look at Dialos with his mushroom hands. Ugh. Curious George? Curious Georgina. Is Rogia here? No, because I haven't I haven't even beaten the first boss yet. Isn't that pathetic? Chat, aren't I absolutely pathetic? Alright, let's use the remembrance of the Star Scourge. Use. How many? 40k. Okay. Shut up, D! I'm not talking to you. I'm trying to level up. Alright. Alright, so I think if I level up dexterity more... We'll do 1 in strength. There we go. Maybe that will give us just a little bit more damage here. Just a smidgen. Just a smidge. Alright, where's these bitches? What do they have? Hope you're on when I get out. Haha, just kidding. What? What? The giant sheath looks like a dragon's tail. It is the Dragon Slayer Great Shard, so... Or katana, Great Katana. Dragon Slayer Great Katana is what it is, so maybe. Talisman pouch. But I don't think I have a second oh. There's a second talisman right there. Wait, do I have that? Hold on a second. Somber 2. Alright, let me see what I can do first over here. I need to level up your charisma. It'll be 2 a.m. I mean, it's almost midnight now. It's possible I might still be up. You're gonna go visit Mom? Is she live right now? Well, I guess my stream deck will tell me when it tells me. I guess it'll tell me eventually.
Greetings.
Or it won't, and it'll just get frozen. Saw her go on earlier? Cool. So, like, literally my stream deck just decided it did not want to. That's cool. I love that. I love that. Wow, she is on. That, you know what? I'm kind of pissed that she's on. The only reason I ended up fucking streaming is because she didn't answer me for 5.5 hours.
Well,
That's bullshit.
Lay out your own.
That's bullshit. It's her birthday, yeah. Yeah, everyone go hang out with Yaga then instead. Even though bitch didn't answer me all day. I don't think I need those for anything, do I?
I spoke with her. She has it, so I told
She has a
her
gift for
it's all
spirit
right,
tuning. Sorry, I doubted you. Yeah, you should be. Alright, I need a somber 1 and a somber 5. Alright, so I need a somber 1 from over here. I don't think any of them had somber 1s, though. Use that. Because I think the second talisman pouch is 5k. No, I'm just teasing. You guys, no. If you want to watch her, you can go watch her. I'm just saying. I'm just annoyed because, like, she, like, didn't answer me all day and then went live. Was it 9? 10. Oh, no, 9. There it is. Okay, talisman pouch. Talisman pouch. Is this a somber 1? No, it's a somber 2. I need a somber 1. Alright, let's try this again, I guess. Wait, where are my runes? I spent them. Oh my god, that was so stupid. Guys, that was so dumb. I'm like, where are my runes? You literally just spent them, like, a second ago. I said I saw hers and went to yours. No, I said it's fine. I said it's fine. I don't like when people don't answer me. Stay with me forever and ever. What did you say? I wasn't paying attention? No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I know, you don't pay attention to me because you say all I do is complain. I know. Oh my god, I just got stuck on the environment. I'm so fucking thankful that I managed to get out of that in time. I totally dodged that like 6 times, dude. Alright, I think we're gonna actually do this one this time because my guy stayed alive since I upgraded him. Let's go. Oh.
Smoldering with thy meager
9,000. How much do I need? 11. So I just need 2,000 more. 1,200, 400. Oh, it's not even enough. Check in with you soon. Okay. Okay. What is this? Elmere Night Greaves. Okay. Black Steel Great Shield. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Oh yeah, I should be able to put, yeah, there we go, second talisman on now.
You there?
Hello.
Come over here. It's tightly booked. The guards, you'll breach the...
I went to the main gate.
But of course,
Okay, can I step by from you yet?
you'll slip. Of course, when you approach the gate, it's only...
Okay, there we go. Now open.
The gates! Open the gates!
Cool. None of those help me. Nice. This is the tower, right? Yeah. The Knight's Cab Helm. Who's this boss here? There's supposed to be... Pretty sure there's a boss on this bridge. Don't do it! Oh, you did it. Okay. That's a perfumer. Okay. That's fine. Just feeling eepy. This shouldn't make you eepy. Unless you're just eepy, like, in general. Unless you're just eepy in general. Trying to figure out why my stream deck is just not working. Yeah, I think my stream deck is just like frozen. Which TBH kind of sucks. Now it's not as bad. Well, it's good at least. Give me something good. Oh, a rotten staff. That's not terrible, actually. That, does rot with its magic, if I remember right. Where is it? There it is. I was like, I hear it. Let's get this albinoric. Come here, flower. don't think you're supposed to be able to get over there. Just a thought. Ruins map, 3rd. Bruh, that's nothing. Engrave Tower Bridge. Let's go back. Alright. We'll figure it out, I guess. I just need 2,000 more to level up again. And I might not even be able to progress, because if I don't get the rusty key, I can't progress. So that could also be a problem we run into. Well, shit. Well, shit. Oh my god, you bitch. No. No. No, hit him, not the horse. No, hit him! Fuck. I thought he was gonna be one of the ones that throws like the discuses of light, not the ones that blow fire in your face. Well, that sucks. Well, that sucks a lot. Maybe I can just get my runes and try again. You're also using it to troubleshoot the modem. Oh my gosh, so let's talk about that for a second. I'm so fucking annoyed. So my router, for like what seems like no reason at all, my router has just been like turning itself off. Like, remember on Wednesday when stream just like stopped for a second and came back? Well, it was because my router is like just powered itself off for like no reason. And it did it again today. So I called the internet people and I was like, hey, like, what can I do? Like, can I get a new modem or router or whatever? Because like mine just keeps like turning off for like no reason. And they're like, yeah, let's troubleshoot, blah, blah, blah. And then this bitch goes, oh, so I just troubleshooted and it seems that your router is on and there's no problems with it. And I was like, well, it's on because like it turned itself off and then I rebooted it and turned it back on. And she's like, yeah, well, I just did like diagnostics and it doesn't say that there's anything wrong with it. So unfortunately, we can't replace your router or your modem. And I was like, okay, but I'm telling you that there is something wrong with it. And what is wrong with it is that it just loses power and just turns itself off every once in a while. Like, that is something wrong. And she's like, yeah, but we just did a diagnostic and there's nothing wrong on our end, blah, blah, blah. So we can't replace your modem. So now I just have this oh my god. So now I just have this fucking modem that is like turning itself off for no reason whatsoever. So that's cool, I guess. This is also incredibly annoying. What's up, Dave? How you doing? Welcome in. Happy Saturday. How you doing? Alright, I've gotta be able to do this. What if I go this way? Can you... How would you target the thing in front of you, huh? Okay. Oh. I was like, I definitely hear a servant of rot somewhere. Okay. I love that the servant of rot gave me an albinoric blood clot. Just been lurking? I appreciate you lurking. Blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up. Okay, cool. Okay. Alright, so if we just go, like, slowly, we might be okay. Who is that? A lurky turkey. A lurky lurky. Doug. Alexa, stop. Okay. So now where? This way? I still gotta go back this way? Ooh. Oh my god! Where did you guys come from? I'm so dead! Oh, there's 2 of them in that bush! Oh, that's real unfortunate. That's real unfortunate. Damn. Damn. This is so much harder with the randoms. This is so much harder with the randomizer because, like, some of these bosses are taking, like, way too much hits. And then, yeah, then you have those motherfuckers. Can you target the thing? Like, why are you not targeting? Okay. And then one more hit. Okay. Now, let's get you guys. One hit on you. Okay. Probably take 2. Nope, 1 on you. Okay. Nice. Dougie. I hate Dougies. Elden Ring Dougies are so bad. Sir, you're naked. Holy shit, he hits hard. Why does he hit so hard? Nope. Goddamn. I have to remember I'm using a great katana, so, like, my attack speed is so slow compared to normal. Okay. I just need to, like, make it into, like, another grace. Guys, like, come on. Alright. He's still very much in the way, though. Piss off, guy. Piss off, guy. See, look what you made me do to your horse. Okay, this is the one that blows fire. Oh, okay. Okay. Now. This also sucks up here. Woo! Nope, nope, nope! Jump! I'm stuck on the man! Nope. Oh, fuck me. Why are you up here? Okay. That's where I was before. They're already aggroed to me, too. So close. Nope. God damn it. The fucking hands. Run, 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 run. I have no more heals. We just gotta run. Nope, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. Yep. This is crazy. This is it, guys. This is the rest of the stream. Just trying to get inside this castle. Come on! Come on! What was the fucking knife in the back? Like, who did that? This dog's gonna get me. This hand's gonna get me. This guy's gonna throw up on me. Ridiculous. Who is throwing knives at my back? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Just give me this shit. I know, doggy. I know. Fuck off, dog. Ugh. Okay, there's two dudes here. Yep, that's cool. I have no stamina. Oh my god. I'm not wearing shoes. My feet are not pink. They're like regular colored, but it might be like seeming pink. But yeah, it's I have the funny thing is like if you actually go in and you look, like this is my armor. Like I do have armor on, but this set of armor has no shoes, yeah. Am I going? This guy really didn't see me? Okay. Cool. Oh, she's aggro to me. We're almost out of grace, guys! We're almost out of grace! Going for it. Alright. We have reached a grace. I can refill all my stuff. Alright. Let's go get whatever this is. Hey, Laws. How's your weekend going? Oh no. I think I have to go over there for Nepheli. I might be wrong though. Oh. think Nepheli's in this room. Oh no, this is inside the castle. Where's this guy that's following me? I hear him. Oh my god, why did you spin around like that, camera? Like, I know there's a guy down there, but you don't need to spin around and look at him. You need to look at the guy that's in front of you. Fine if you didn't have a headache lingering. Oh, that's unfortunate. That really sucks. I feels like there's a lot of headaches going around lately. I had one this morning. Nikki has one. No, you don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see the glowing horns on my head. You don't see me. Okay. Golden Rune 1. I hear a rat close. I don't know where he is, but I hear a rat. Where's the rat that I hear? This game is giving me too many runes for no reason. You're guessing you know what's causing it. If it isn't the other usual reasons, but I'm not completely sure what I can do about it. I mean, really, you might just need to sleep it off or something. Which I know probably isn't the answer you want, but yeah, you might just need to sleep it off. Chiolier's garb, okay. Gravity stone chunk. You have to try to call Spectrum at 9 on a Saturday? Yeah. Yeah, they'll probably not even answer you anyway. Probably be like, sorry, we can't help you. We did a remote test and we just determined that there's nothing wrong with it, so... Okay. Go back here. Okay, so there was nothing there. Which one did we come in from? Not there. What's over here? Oh. That's a big rat. That's a big rat. Ah! Is that it? Is it just the two? Furnace Visage. I can't even use that until DLC. The Epsi's my modem, but not the router. Yeah, I wish I knew what to say, but like, they're all dumb. Like, all of them are dumb, you know? Like, all the fucking ISP bullshits, like, they're all just annoying and stupid. There's a spot basically in the back of my molars that has a weird section of gums, or maybe lack of tooth, no idea. It's irritated every once in a while, probably where a wisdom tooth would be, but again, no clue. Yeah, that's kind of tough. If you don't know. If you don't know, like, what's causing it, then yeah, you don't really know how to get relief from it. I mean, if I'm being honest, I would suggest the same thing to you that I just suggested to Nikki, and I would say to get some Delta 8 gummies or Delta 9 gummies. But that's only if you partake, obviously. I was too slow on that. I was too slow on that. Also, I don't know, how am I gonna progress without the rusty key? I'm gonna have to find it somewhere. Hopefully, what's his face will have it. Gostock is what I meant. Maybe Gostock will have it. See, this is funny. Like, I have to, like, explore places that I literally haven't gone in, like, several playthroughs because now I need, like, randomizer. It's a randomize, so I need stuff. Alright, I think I can make that jump, but I'm not going to yet. There's my runes over there. Look, there's a giant hand. Oh no, it's not. It's a flower. I'm gonna say there's another giant hand, but it's not. Purple item here. Let's see what this is. Raging Wolf Helm. Okay. What's this? Oh, who are you? Rogier!
I'm looking for when I'm not hot-foot enough about this place. Not exactly
I'm here to defeat Godric.
Well, I'm tired, but still, I'm privy. Would you care to as a fellow?
Oh, yes. Oh my god, really? Rogier, you're letting me down, my guy. You're letting me down. This goes over to the... There, yeah, I was like, there's a bird over here, isn't there? And a hand. Ugh. The hand can come over here. Come on. Come on! God damn. I hate the hands. Honestly. The stun locking bullshit is so frustrating. I am not hating him at all. Okay. Why aren't you moving? Oh, no. Okay. I didn't really want you to move. I was just wondering why you were stuck. Nope. Nope. Oh. Bitch. Son of a bitch. That's frustrating. Rude burb, I know. Well, because, like, my randomizer has decided to put, like, all late game enemies in the beginning of the game. So, like, that's, I'm pretty sure that's a snowfield bird, which is, like, not supposed to be here yet. Well, I wonder if I can make that jump. This might be a death. Oh, it's not. Wow. Surprised. Who are you? Like, what are you? I don't even know what enemy that was. I don't even know what enemy that was. America. My lord. Alright. Now. This is probably not a great idea, honestly. Oh, was America your guess for the I didn't even see what the question was. Oh my god, chat. I saw you soar off that cliff. I know. I got birded. I got birded. It was about food consumption. Oh, so obviously the natural assumption is America. Okay. Okay, so you can just jump over. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm just gonna sit by. I don't want none of this heat. Goodbye. I don't want none of that heat. What's I gonna say? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So chat, remember how I told you guys about my dream the other night? Well, guess what like came up as like a recommended like video for me on YouTube? A Cristiano Ronaldo video. I was like, man, one time. Dream about a guy one time and he comes, shows up on your YouTube. Ooh, Royal Greatsword. Let me just try this. YouTube was listening. Apparently you dream about a guy one single time and YouTube's like, is this what you wanted? Mark is listening. Ooh. Please give me something good. Give me some. Oh, it's gold. All right, but like, meh. Oh, my hair is like a mess and nobody told me. A silver firefly. Awesome. Hmm. Silver, are you following me? Uh-oh. Key, do you have a stalker? Okay, now. I have to get over there. Without dying. 10 runs later, and I'm all balatroed out for the next hour. Only the next hour? I have so many friends who play that, and I have never played it. But I'm not quite sure that it's my type of game, either. I don't know. Okay, I made it, mostly. Okay. There's a woof. Dead woof. Okay. Key told me you were super cool. Aw, that's so nice of her. She's super cool. I'm just a nerd who does nerdy things and plays nerdy games. Ooh. I think Jack is awake and I just like hear his little paw prints going around, but I don't see him. Which makes me kind of nervous, honestly. Getting big. The PPC, that's true. The peak poop content, that's true. No, I didn't even try to turn it on this time, to be honest. I could, just to see if it works. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if it works. My stream deck is being kind of dumb, so we'll see. So there it is. It still says disconnected. So, yeah, I'll have to figure that out. No way, you're a nerd too? The nerdiest. The nerdiest. Oh, here you are. Oh, you're kind of cute when you're not in your, like, weird outfit.
Who do we have here? Tarnished, are you? I am Nepheli Lu. I'm here by decree of my house.
Yeah, I'll have to figure it out, Laz. I really am not quite sure why. Not quite sure. Alright, so is she good to go now? Can I summon her?
Apollo's fellow down whatever.
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure we can...
Apollo's fellow down whatever.
Okay, I'm pretty sure she's summonable now. Okay. But the question is, will I be able to get the rusty key before we even get to Godric? Ooh, that was actually a golden seed? Shocking. Hold on. I think my dog is up and about. Hold on one second, guys. Okay. He's up. But now he's in his special little under the desk bed. Lay down, buddy boy, you're good. How am I gonna beat the big blob, though, is the question. I might not even need to beat him. I might just be able to go, whoop. Okay, cool. Cool. Wait, what? Wait a second. Wait a second. You can skip the rusty key? My mind is blown. All right, I have no idea who this is. I have no idea what boss this is, if we're even prepared for this or anything. I still don't have any physic tears. Because that's cool, I guess. So, we'll use Ordovis. Going AFK in a Souls game takes balls. I knew I was okay right there. I knew I was okay right there. Alright, it's your character? Alright. I couldn't even see. Alright. I don't really need to see this cutscene. Are you joking? Are you joking? Are you joking? Why? Why am I getting DLC bosses? Get out of here with that. What is hitting me? Like, am I heavy? Oh no, I'm heavy. Shit. Oh shit, okay. Hopefully, is he just gonna be phase 1? Is he just gonna be phase 1? I can't even see. I can't even see. I can't even see. Holy shit. Oh my god. Is he just gonna be phase 1 or is he gonna phase 2? Because if he phase 2, it's gonna be really tough. I can't see. Yep. No. Dead. In the heels. Okay, not bad for first attempt. Not bad for first attempt. But like also what the fuck? Acrobatic ass. Yeah, he's a pretty tough DLC boss, honestly. Yeah, it's the grab and the impalement. Who the hell? Salsa, are you... No. No, no, no. Fucking DLC enemies kicking my ass. Alright. I really, really, really wanted that beetle, but I don't think it's worth. Let me see if I can get him without aggroing everybody else up there. Ooh, out of that time. And I got Melania's gauntlets. Is that gonna make me heavy though? No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. 90% of grab attacks, I know, and his especially. His especially is tough. But he's just like, he's so... Like you said, he's so dodgy and like acrobatic and stuff, it's crazy. Okay. To dodge the initial... That one, yep. Oh, I forgot it explodes after. That was totally me. That was totally me being dumb. I literally forgot that attack explodes after. I think that was close. Maybe, can he be slapped? I hope he can be slapped. That'd be really cool if he could. You son of a bitch. This is not a good arena for him because of how much he moves around. Like, I can't... This is a terrible arena for him. He has such an advantage with his movement in this arena. Holy shit. Okay. Holy shit. Alright, I can do this. Alright, I'm not sure. Should we go back to this guy? I don't know. I just don't know if he can be slept or not. If he can be put to sleep, then like the Sword of Saint Trina's fine. But I don't know if Mesmer can be slept or not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sucks that I still have no physic, though. Blows up? Okay. Now I can turn around. Hit him twice with that. Refill. Yeah, guys, keep him in that corner. You're doing great. God, he's got such a height advantage. I can't, like, this is crazy. Back up on me, please. Ooh. Get the stun, get the stun, get the stun. No, I missed it. Please just be a phase 1. Just please be a 1 phase. Please be a 1 phase. Please. Yes. Let's go. Okay. Okay, that was what? 3 attempts? 3 attempts? 4 attempts? I don't know. Much faster than Mohg. Much faster than Mohg. Level up. Get a little bit more stamina. We're running out of stamina. Okay. Ooh. I'm actually shocked that... How did I figure out how to go around? Jack, lay down, buddy boy. Wait, does that actually count as a great rune, though? Like, does that count as a great rune? Like, Jack, lay down. That's required to get into Landau?
Now I can do, can I?
Like, does that actually count? I don't know. I guess we'll see. But it should. Like, it's a great rune. It should count to help me, to get me into Landau. It should, right? I always go the wrong way first. Watch. Yep. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But I always go the wrong way first when I go in here. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm stupid. Is this the Dear Maiden Take My Grapes guy? I think it is. Randomizer bingo? I mean, part of me feels like they would totally be able to do it because, like, some of them are so crazy, like, crazy talented. But yeah, you can't really, like, you can't really depend on things being where you want them to be because that's the whole point of the randomizer. Like, so you can't always, like, rely on them being there. You know? Liurnia of the Lakes. Who are you? Who are you?
Hello? Is someone there?
Are you
My
Arena?
name's
Oh,
Hayata.
Hayeta. Oh, she's not
And I'm
blind.
journeying
Well, she
in
is
search of
blind,
the
but
distant
she doesn't
light.
have her
If I'm
blindfold on.
not, would you donate my eyesight? So when I eat, it will lead me.
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
let you know I'm on a pilgrim when I eat.
Yes, I will give you Shabriri grapes if I find any. What is that? Oh, it's a lobster. Don't want any of that heat for sure. Definitely don't not want none of that heat, guys. Church of Erith. Oh, there's Tops. Okay. With Secret Tier. Hi, Tops.
You're tarnished. Then, believe it or not, for a
Sure. Donate 10 runes. Okay.
truce, my name, presuming you're in only.
Study sorcery. Ooh! Oh, man. You got some good spells.
I can tell you what you've seen. That's only it's those after they declare the academy, as you might have guessed, making entry and so on. When they come, why without one? And you'll never. And if once you would you consider? I know.
Mary Chrysler. Hi, Nurgle. How you doing?
Without one, and you'll never.
Good to see ya. All right, so I don't really need to go over here, but I can't tell if there's... I feel like there's an item, like, I feel like there's gonna be an item over here. No, there's nothing? There's no way. No, see, I knew there was one. A somber 3. Okay. Oh, my hat, my cool hat made me think of Christmas. Yeah, it kind of. It's like a little reindeer. Yeah. I can see it. I can see it. I support it. I'm playing a randomizer, so I can really only use like what I get, you know? I can really only use what the game decides to bless me with. Where's really the best way to go, I guess? Down. Golden runes. It's funny, though, that the skulls still definitely give runes. Is there a chest in here, though? Oh, so. Goodbye, no! Oh, that's a bear. Oh my god, I'm so screwed. Damn. The ones who play these types of randomizers end up having both an unbelievable amount of time in the game, on top of usually having notes on the most item-dense areas, or just pages of notes for the best checking spots. Yeah, so there are these, let me see if I can show you one on the map so you can see. There's like these like cemeteries. And like sometimes you can see them on the map, but sometimes like they're a little bit hard to tell. But yeah, there's like these like little cemetery areas. I think here's one right here. Oh, maybe not. Anyways, I was gonna try to be cool and show you one, but like I usually don't notice them until I'm already on them, like on top. Oh, here's one right here. See these right here? It's like a cemetery that's like got a bunch of like coffins lined up or whatever. And those are the best places to check. For sure. Nothing in Elden Ring hits as hard as Plin Plin Plon. What's... I feel stupid now. What is that? Hi, Nightcat. Welcome in. I need to get my runes, but I don't want this bear. Okay, let's just go around. We don't want none of this heat from this bear. Let's just go to this merchant. But yeah, Laz, you're not wrong. People who like... I mean, I don't even have like an absorbent amount of hours in this game. Like, I've got like 500 hours in this game. But yeah, I know people who have thousands of hours. And I'm like, damn. That's so crazy to me. So crazy. Hello, do you have anything I can have? Don't ask how I got my hands on them? Sure. What do you got? Ooh, okay, I need that. Oh my god, what is this? Stop rune loss on death and mixed physic. Yeah, but that's so temporary. Music score of Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder from Dark Souls. Oh. Yes, okay. Okay. My brain did not put that together at first. Of course, bingos are usually generic. Yeah, I mean, like, especially the people who are doing the bingo runs, like, they can practice. Like, they can practice, like, specific squares, and they can practice specific bosses that, like, they know are gonna be, like, common squares and stuff. But if it's a randomizer, you're, like, you're just basically praying that you can find what you need. Like, being primarily a mage player, I was very, very fortunate to get... Oh, thought I had more than that. I was very fortunate to get, this staff so early game, because this staff lets you do incantations and, incantations and, sorceries. And this is a DLC staff, so, like, that was, like, a huge win for me, because now I can do a lot of, like, mixed sorceries and incantations like I like to do. And the randomizer gave me my favorite spell in my starting class, which was also amazing. Glintstone Ice Crag, my beloved. There's a column there. So I got lucky. I got very lucky, but now I'm just having a hard time finding like a good like melee weapon to go with it. I mean, the dragon great katana is like fine, I guess, but it's so big. Oh my god, guys, I had Mohg's shackle and I didn't even use it on the Mohg fight. Look at how cool I am. I didn't even... Oh, that scared the little bit of pee out of me. I'm not gonna lie there. That scared a little bit of pee out of me. Where's Raya? Isn't Raya nearby? Oh, she's by the telescope. There's the telescope. So is Raya right here? Yep, there she is.
Hello.
Hello. Raya, what are you wearing, you dirty hoe?
Hello.
Certain squares be like, beat 7 bosses in this sense, maybe gaining access to X-boss areas. Yeah, I am like, they would have to be, they'd have to be tweaked for sure.
Oh, what a blessed thug should please.
Like, bingo boxes, or bingo squares would have to be, would definitely have to be adjusted for a randomizer. Oh, Patches. Hey. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. What you got? What you got?
It's me. I'm still
Yeah, I know.
now
I
I'm
know.
my only supplier. Patches Emporium.
Patches Emporium. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
By the way, she's a strange one. Not that it's if she rings your bell.
If she rings your bell.
Your way to well, have you ever seen an iron? The clunky contraptions at long ago. And get this, it's so right, it'll chuck him. Oh yeah, there's a savant.
Okay, so true story, guys. In all of my playthroughs, I've never like gone to Patches when he comes over here because I usually just like rob him and leave. So I've never like actually gone to him when he's like been over here. So he tricks you, and he tells you that if you let the Iron Virgin in the bottom of Raya Lucaria like capture you or eat you or whatever it's called, that it'll bring you right to the Erd Tree. But that's a lie, because it brings you to Volcano Manor, which is his next stop, his next place that he goes after this. Yeah, so yeah. You're not wrong, Laws. One of the things that you can change in the randomizer is to, like, you can, like, turn your bias, like, up or down, which basically means, like, how randomized everything is. One of the things is, like, keeping key items where they belong, which I always turn off because I feel like it's, like, part of the whole thing, you know?
I'm in love with it. You're a shrew first.
God damn it. Okay. Oh, he's got, like, nothing in here. I didn't realize that Bogart was, like... I guess he's dark-skinned, yeah. I don't think I ever realized that, because he's always had armor on. Alright. Well, that's a little unfortunate. Alright, Rose Church is over here, where Vare should be now. The Nautilus! There you go, Wolfie. Good job. I was like, I know there's a thing around here, but it's up here. Rice. Game's this big, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of settings that can be played with. And you can turn the bias like up or down. I think the normal bias is like 30%. So like you could turn it all the way up to like 100 and then stuff would be so hard to find. The sub is here. Oh yeah, that's true. It is, isn't it? Wait, Vare is not here. Why? Celian Sealbreaker. Is that for Celia Hideaway? So I can just like go get Stars of Ruin, I think, or whatever it is. Well, it probably won't be Stars of Ruin because it'll be randomized. Where is Vare? Is he still at first step? Why? Why is he still there? Why didn't he move to Rose Church? Oops, I went to the wrong one. That's so weird that he didn't move. Do I have to talk to him again or something? Like, why didn't he go where he usually goes? The Nautilus? Yeah.
Oh, you made it. And but oh, before I fear you. I don't. Why not? To join they are decrepit. Worse yet. So.
Oh my god, he's got like a thing on his head.
What's the matter? Aren't you supposed? Then you must for without with the.
I did. I mean, I didn't fight Godric. I fought like the dude who's supposed to be Godric. Did he leave? He's still here. Okay, I guess we like can't make it to Mogwin or Volcano Manor early game. The main stuff I used to watch was Zelda randomizers, which are probably 10 times higher amounts smaller. Oh my god, I would like, I feel like, do I was about to say I feel like I would like to do a Ocarina of Time randomizer, but if stuff isn't where I know it is, that's gonna be hard. Which is the whole point of a randomizer, I know. But never a submarine? I've been on a couple submarines. Both my dad and my grandfather were both in the Njalvi. The Njalvi. You've done an Ocarina of Time rando? I've never done one. This is the only randomizer I've ever done. But that's because, like, if you guys remember, I was very much, like, not into, like, modding games for a while. Because I like to play them how they are, like, meant to be played at first. And then, like, then I'll mod them eventually. Oh my god, turn around. What are you doing? One more. Many times, like a hardcore one too. It was a lot. I want to try one. I don't even, like, I don't even know how you'd start. Like, you probably have to have an emulator. Right? Main chest spawns and all that, true. But like, how would you do, like, for like example, like the water temple, like you can get soft locked out of the water temple if you like use the keys in the wrong order. Or at least it used to be that way. I think that, like, the 3DS version fixed it so you can't get, like, locked out accidentally anymore. But it used to be that way. Also, what dragon is that it's electric? Like, I don't want to fight it right now for sure, but I don't know which one is electric. Like, which actual boss is this? Is it Grail? No, it's just a Drake. Damn. Why did I get 2 Drakes? Yikes. 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 I was just checking this drops. I'm sorry. Ooh, do I have another glintstone? Or another key? I don't. Okay. Well. I also have to try to find the academy key to get into the academy. All entrances, grottos, and dungeons. Oh my god, kill me now. Did you actually end up beating it? Did you end up beating that one? But then you would just need to have notes for don't waste keys in X area unless there's no other option kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, this is the only randomizer I've played. And I've already run into instances in this one where, like, I can't get into certain areas because I don't have the required item for it. And it's like, so what do you do from here? A Word doc of where everything went? That's crazy. I would like to try one of those, maybe. Seek 3 wise beasts. Alright, now. Is this... Like, these aren't also gonna be randomized, right? Like, are these gonna be in the spots that they're supposed to be in? That's crazy. Oh, yeah. I definitely want to go this way. Wait, can I go from there to there? Or is it going to be too high up? Definitely, when doing any randomizer that randomizes location chooses, you must take notes or you'll just wander endlessly. That's me, though. Like, that's exactly what I would do. I'd just be like, I don't know where to go. Like, that's already me in this one. And I know where to go in, like, the game, but it's all different now. It's all different. This realm ruins. Oh man, it's a shame I don't have one because I could show you guys a cool speedrunner trick. But I didn't have a kukri. You can throw a kukri from your horse to make that door go down. So by the time you even, like, get over to it, it's already gone. Oh my god. Fucking dog. Fuck you, dog. Fuck you, archer. Fuck you, magician. I'm just like, fuck you, just going on the list. Okay. E.g., what do you have? Poopery? Who have poopery? Oh, kookery! A kookery! Ah! Son of a bitch! Okay, do I have 2,000 runes? Please tell me I have some sort of combination of 2,000. Yes! The gods are looking down on me this run! Alright, now we can get in the academy! Look at that. We got lucky. We got so lucky. We got so lucky, guys. I don't know if you even understand. I got stuck looking for that fucking key for 3 hours on Christmas when I did the randomizer. 3 hours I spent looking for that key when I played on Christmas. Oh, I went into that one. Alright, here's Karia Manor. We don't necessarily need to be in Karia Manor right now. We should probably go to the academy first. Because wait, who? Oh, Loretta's the only boss in Karia Manor, right? I want that item. I want this item right here, though. Please, just stay where you are. Okay. What's this item? Is it just a white? God, look at the lobsters everywhere, like... Granted, those randoms require entering every single loading zone possible, so it can just be some random house locking out of going to the next important area. Yeah, yeah. So they have these things in Elden Ring called fog gate randomizers. And it's kind of the same thing, like, yeah, they just like randomize like all of the entrances and stuff like that. But yeah, sometimes you need to go through a fog gate. And it's like a really hard boss, and you're like, oh, I'll come back later. But, like, it doesn't put you back out, like, where you were. Like, it's like an endless, like loading and reloading and stuff. So, yeah. It, like, generally, like, kind of like the same concept. The Pokemon ones do. Let's rest. Isn't there anything over here behind this? Yeah, like where's the... Oh, it is here. Okay. A little bit of lag. Okay, a little bit of lag. Little bit of lag. Oh, I don't love it. There's no way the giant rolling ram is here right now. I'm just gonna go. No, no, don't mind me. I said I'm just gonna go. I'm just coming through, sorry. There is a dragon over here. What, who threw that? Oh, that was an Albinoric. I didn't see that. Okay. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay. I didn't see she was an Albinoric. Did she follow me from all the way over here? I think she may have followed me from over here, honestly. Fuck. Fall down, fall down, fall down, fall down. Why? What are you, like, how, why are you still floating on nothing? That's bullshit. That was bullshit that she just did not fall down. And that the other guy just came up behind me and was like, tink. Here you go, just one final shot on the way out. Alright, I think I'm gonna go back to this, just for speed. Hi, Vanir! Welcome in! How are you? Alright, can I get past this Albinoric archer? Nope. She definitely wants this heat, and I don't want it. I still hear her. I still hear her shooting back there. That was terrible timing. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is usually like Moongrim or somebody here, right? There's usually an invader here. But I'm drawing a blank on who it is. Well, it's not, it doesn't matter, it's randomized. It doesn't matter anyway. It's randomized. Okay. Let's continue. What is in here? Unless the want to fully finish that is gone. Honestly, it's been so long that, like, I'm sure I would want to try again. But also, I just remember how absolutely incredibly frustrating that was. Oh god, I hate that. Back up. See, I'm pushing the buttons and it just does not want to do! 1, 2, 3, 4. Now back up. There we go. No, well, I'm not doing the 5th one. I don't know if it's... I really don't know if it's just, like, the timing of the swing of this sword. But I'm, like, doing, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hitting dodge. And she's just, like, the dodge is just not happening. I really didn't need to kill this thing. It was just there. Alright. So I think the invader is up here. before Loretta. How come it can sleep the... Oh. Hey, dodging. Is this dodging just doesn't want to happen now? Is that how this works? Or... Good slap. Good slap. There we go. Nice. Really? You have like a sliver of health left. Timing is harsh. Yeah, I just couldn't get the timing. I don't know why. I do not know what the deal was with that, It's like, what? It's like the second to last... It's like the second to last, like, level, right? Alright, so this is normally Loretta, and it is... It's mate. Why? This can't happen. This is not gonna happen. Like, it's just not happening. This is Matir. I don't know how you technically say his name. But I struggled so bad with this boss in the DLC. And I can't target it. There we go. I struggled so hard with this boss in the DLC, like... Back up, back up, back up! Can Matir be slept? Sleep. Sleep, sleep, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Oh, that was a super quick, done there. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Jerk. Can you be slapped, please? It's a serious prediction game on the last phase. That's the second to last boss, although you need to do the mini games in the 2 worlds to gain access. I really don't remember like where I was at with anything. I still have no physic tears. I still have no physic tears. Isn't that crazy? That was fucked up. Bro, I can't even summon. Alright, let's see if Holy does anything. No, not really. That takes too damn long to cast this shit. Yeah, I gotta go back to this. I really need more spell slots, but I don't have any yet. How am I doing? How am I doing worse this time? How am I doing worse? Explain. All right, honestly, I'm just gonna say Metter because I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but Metter was one that I really, really, really struggled with in the DLC. And I was like level 240 or something like that. Okay, let's go in. Let's like go behind something so he can't like immediately just like peg us. Oh, okay, sure. Okay, so that doesn't work. So how am I supposed to like get in this fucking room? This arena is also really small compared to the arena for this. All right, I got so close the first time. Like I got him down to like a third health last time. Like it can be done. It can be done. All right, can I sneak into the fog? No. No. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Oh, the tree saved me that time. Let's go. Oh, that didn't save me, though. Stop looking at your staff, I swear. Little tiny bit of lag. I can't see anything. I can't. I was inside of him. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, well, at least I summoned this time. Back up. This arena is too small and too, like, full of stuff. Like, I can't get out of his way because of all the trees and stuff. But, like, he can still move freely. It's just very annoying. Back up. Okay, or just, like, stay there, I guess, Ordovis. That's fine, too. Makes sense, I suppose. I am dodging. I swear to God, I am literally pushing the dodge button, and she's just like saying no thank you. I don't have much magic left, so. I went into that. What the? Like, this arena is too small. Like, that's, like, literally this arena is too small for that. And now there's the hands everywhere. There's no way. He's so close to. Oh my god! Let's go! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Crazy. I can't believe I pulled that off. I can't believe I pulled that off. Holy smokes. I cannot believe I pulled that off. I struggled so badly with Metter in the DLC. Ooh. Ooh, that was scary. That was scary. Ugh. How much do I need? I might need just a few more. I need 676 more. So we'll use one of those. And we will use emote only mode. Okay. So there you go. Emote only, 2 minutes. Let's use 2 of these. Okay, so I should be able to get 1 level. 1 level. Let's see. Let's put it into... Yeah, no, definitely easier. Definitely easier because he's only supposed to be like scaled to Loretta's level. But still, scary and rough. Scary and that was rough for sure. All right. Also, I keep like touching this ponytail and I keep realizing that it's like not nice and smooth on the top like I prefer it to be. There. Okay, so now we need 1, 2, 3, 8, 4. We're at level 45. Like, okay. Okay. All right. Karia Manor is done. I don't think there's there is something up here, but it's not like good in base game, so let's see if it's any good now. Like I think it's just like a starlight shard or oh no, there's not. Really? I thought there was something over here. Guess not. Oh, I guess not. I keep debating getting new emotes, but like I don't think I need them. I think I just want them. All women do is eat hot chip and lie. Right, driver? The Three Sisters. I can't tell what dragon that is. Oh, jeez. Okay, emote only off. Pot friend. Pot friend. Okay, so this is Lenny's rise, right? Rena's rise. Locked shut for now. Okay. Let's go visit my waifu. Yeah. Yeah, and especially, like, I have to look for my own place and stuff, so probably not a good idea right this moment. I'm here to see my wife and leave me alone. Pot friend! I love Pot friend. It's such a good emote. I'm so glad it's a global emote. I'm so glad Pot friend is a global emote. It's very funny. Jackie, buddy, lay down. Yeah, I need to like find a place to live and stuff, so I really shouldn't be spending money on it. Waifu, hello.
A tarnished here. Thou must have some business.
Depression waifu.
This way, though I have no memory.
I was actually just showing chat earlier that I have this really awesome piece of art
then mayhaps fate hath steered thee to this
Right there
journey.
says Blythe and Ronnie. But like the
Wilt
way
thou
that my
enter
camera
into
is
my
set up, like you
service?
can't see
I
it
am
on
the
stream,
witch
and it makes me kind of sad.
I stole
Honestly.
death
Oh, my makeup is
long
also
ago,
smudged a little bit.
and
There we
search
go.
now for the dark path, that I might one day upend the whole of it.
Yes, this is my
I made the
waifu.
world of all that came before. Well, has that roused thy interest?
Yes. Serve Ronnie
I
the
see.
Witch. Yes.
A choice well made. Thou art a rare sword. Not many would have accepted the offer, but I require as much of those under my command.
Go on. Go lay
I
down.
anticipate good work
Hey.
from thee.
Lay down. Come on, Jack. Go lay down. What do you want? Lay down. Go lay down. No, I'm not picking you up. I'm
Good.
sorry.
There is I would have thee join him in I have called for blood. Heed not their peculiarities.
Elden Ring anime waifu
Feel
game
secure in
confirmed.
gaining
Get
from
out.
What advantage thou canst.
Depression waifu. She's
I'm sure the
literally
others will
blue.
be doing just the same.
She's blue, but she's blue because the moon. AFK, no problem, Laz. Yes, she is a depression waifu. That's true.
Speak with the
That's
three
true,
who
Izzy.
await thee below. Thou needst it hath been a
Okay. Now she's gonna lock me in here until I talk to all her friends. I still can't tell. Is that the ghost flame dragon? That might be the ghost flame from the. Why is the I am getting so much DLC stuff right now. Like, this is crazy. This is actually crazy how much DLC stuff I've gotten in here. Jack, lay down. Come on, you're being so ridiculous right now. Go lay down. Go lay down. No. Lay down. There you go. Lay down. Sorry, my dog is just like deciding that he just does not want to like chill out anymore. And he's like pacing, and it makes me anxious when he does it.
I'm told that I will keep. Mine have I, for do forgive, let us get together.
Together for Lady
Together.
Ronnie. Right, so that's just the one, right? Okay, and then the other two are downstairs. Where's Celavus? There he is.
Well, I'm still in limbo. The Eternals. I'm planning to see if I can. See if I can. Don't keep me waiting.
Don't keep me waiting, eh? Celavus, what you wearing? Oh, you're wearing Ronnie's hat.
I don't know, but since
I ask you, don't drag your soul down. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a piece of shit. Blah, 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 blah. I've spoken to everybody.
Come and pay me should you, if it were up to but who.
Okay, so do I have to talk to her again? I feel like I do this every single time. Like, I spoke to all three of them. Do I rest now? Yes, okay. Okay. Hi, Zeus! It's been so long. How are you? Welcome in. So good to see you. Oh, shit. We're going this way. Hi, Zeus. How are you? How's work? How's everything? Is that a bug? Yeah, it's a big bug. But we're gonna avoid it. We're not gonna fight it right now. Because I don't want to. Because I don't want to. School's killing you, but you're surviving. I'm glad you're surviving. Hello.
Well, did you not realize? Perhaps I'd like you to find even you. Now I shall.
You didn't even give me the potion, you dummy.
Well done, very well. Knowledge I doubt if you put your... You wish to be... Well?
Steady sorcery. What do you have? Brain pieces, a mirror. Magic downpour's not bad.
I may have expected.
Okay. Alright, so he's not helpful right this minute. Jack, come lay down. Go lay down. Look, come here. Come here. No. Come on, lay down. Lay down. It makes me so anxious when you're just pacing for no reason. Oh. What is this gonna be? Can I please get some more spells, my guy? Like, this is ridiculous. Alright, now let's go back here. Because we can go into the academy. Because we have the academy key. And outlining today. Oh, you had an outing today with a friend and it was fun, even though the coffee burned. Ew, burn your tummy. That's not good. Actually, let's go see who this is. Let's go see who the, bird. Lay down, bud. Like, you're being ridiculous and I hate it. Oh, so it was an affogato? Was that what it was? Affogato? Isn't that what that's called? Guys, my nose is so dry. You don't know. I'm pretty sure it's called an affogato. Affogato. Alright, let's see who's at the tree. Had ice cream and then coffee poured into it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that's called. This is probably gonna be some DLC asshole too. Oh, it's only a... Okay. It's only a tree sentinel. Can you be slapped? Oh, well, it would help if I didn't see. Ooh. Holy shit. You be slapped? Yeah, you can. Well, he just had the sleep effect on him, but he didn't actually go to sleep. Ooh, that was bad timing on my part. Bro, I can't even heal with this guy. Oh, let me heal. Why are you being such a bitch? Well, now you... Exactly, now you know. Now you can be fancy. Now you can be so fancy. I might be wrong, but there's a place that I order, like, lattes and stuff from, and that's what it's called with when it's, like, a lot like an espresso with, ice cream in it. Alright, let's try this one. Let's try the Divide Bird. Espresso? Like the song? Exactly like the song. Exactly. Are you a big Sabrina fan? What? Did I just time that? I must have just timed that wrong, because I totally dodged that. Yeah, that was just... I was just stuck in my casting animation there. Bro. I can't land a single shot on this guy because he's just so dodgy, boy. It's crazy that I got like the sleep, like the purple sleep like showed up on him, but he didn't actually go to sleep. That's the second time that same attack got me. That is so frustrating. Summon this bitch. Not much we can do right now, so we'll just do these guys. There we go. Back up. Back up. Back. No, stay the fuck backed up. Why? Like, why do I keep getting such, like, bouncy enemies in really rough, like, areas that, like, have so much scenery and stuff? Like, these pots and stuff, like, how am I supposed to be able to dodge this guy when the whole arena is full of junk? Luckily, like, I mostly know the moves of the Tree Sentinel, but sometimes they do, like, yeah, like, sometimes they have, like, stupid delayed attacks. Alright, I need to avoid this one, and then I need to heal, well, not heal, but magic up. Oh no, we've got ads over here. Oh, one more hit. Okay. Now. There we go. Yeah, get that guy. Or Dovis. Trina's Lily. And a Mimic Veil. Okay, the Mimic Veil's huge. Okay. I was going through my 3D printer filament, and I couldn't figure out why I had ordered Interstellar Violet. Finally remember though, I have a file to print Shockwave. Oh yeah! He won't actually transform, but he will look good on the shelf next to my prime printed. That's awesome. There's like part of me who wants a 3D printer, but I know I want it just for bullshit. You know, like I won't actually use it for anything of any importance to anyone other than just like, yeah, I want to print like silly little things. Jack, you're not laying down, and I don't like when you just do whatever the fuck you want. Oh, he got slept so hard. That was awesome. Lay down, bud. You're like, you're right there. Just lay down and get comfortable. All right, so like the Mimic Veil is cool, but doesn't really help me in terms of like bosses. I really just need some. Oh well, now I have runes at least. Who did I need stuff from? Did EG have stuff? Oh wait, where's my runes? I don't think I had any. I think I was at 0 before. You're fine, bud. Yeah, I was at 0. Alright, let's go see if I got everything from EG that I needed. Oh, wait. I haven't gone over here yet? Like, I haven't gone to, like, the foot of the 4 belfries and stuff? How do I get down, though? Bunch of Star Trek ships to paint gold and display. But that's what I mean. Like, it would just be, like, stuff for myself. Like, I wouldn't even be, like, 3D printing stuff to sell on Etsy. Or, like, 3D printing things that, like, make my life easier. Like, I would literally just be 3D printing bullshit. Buddy, alright, you gotta give me a minute. Apparently he needs to go OUT, but I am just not in a good place right now. I just need to find another grace. That's what I need to find. And then I can probably let him OUT. Oh, there's one right there. I see it. Okay. Alright, buddy. We're gonna go. Hold on. Alright, guys. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, everybody who waited. I think most people only one printer printing bullshit. Yeah, probably. Okay. Where's Edgar? I think there's a guy here. Isn't there? There's not? Oh, okay. I thought there was a invader guy here. there's an Everjail up here. Let's go see who that is. I really thought, like, first of all, I thought Edgar was supposed to be here. But then also